I wonder how great leaders actually think. Well, think about this for a start. You're trying to succeed at work, but everything feels like a trade-off. Most success means less time, and deep down you're thinking, is leadership supposed to cost this much? Let's find out from Friedman in the research. I'm a best-selling author. Make sure to stick around for the bonus of my thoughts later. They looked at the fact that their research challenged the ideas that success requires sacrifice. It showed that leaders can achieve four-way wins. One is to improve work, secondly to improve home, then to improve self and community simultaneously through small incidental changes. The results showed up to 39% increase in personal satisfaction, improved performance across all life domains, and better leadership without working more hours. Truth is that not only overload, it's our poor integration of life domains. Let's find out from a second study by a guy called Ready or Not, no, just Ready, and how to grow great leaders. They reckoned that real leadership challenges is in balancing. So have a retail type thinking, they said, quote unquote retail, that is, running your own team / unit, and have a wholesale type thinking for the whole organization. Great leaders, they believe, must handle tension between personal success and, of course, bigger picture responsibility. Great leaders must handle tension between personal success and bigger picture responsibility. Now, together, these two studies, these papers, they reveal a deeper leadership truth. One is that it shows how to integrate your life internally, and the other shows how to balance competing demands externally. So leadership isn't choosing between things. It's about managing tensions inside your life and across your rule. So how can we put this practically into place then? Well, firstly, stop thinking in trade-offs. Work versus life is a false choice. We can have both good things, and it doesn't necessarily mean that things that are going bad in life can make for bad leadership. Integration beats balance. So slowly putting things into place. Win-win is possible. Thinking changes everything. So how we do that, how we think about the win-wins is very important. They also say to look at the four domains, mindset, work, home, self, community. They all matter. Let's be honest to us. We all want to lead as men. And when we're in middle age, if we haven't led enough, we want to go forward, and these four domains are very important. So ignoring one of them weakens the others, they found out. And leadership is whole life, not just career. So if I'm getting up in the morning, and like if I simplify it and I'm doing my best, I get up and I go, had a great night's sleep, all ready to rock and roll, I'm going to do my best today, it's going to be a great day. Sure, things can go wrong before you leave the house, but it's okay because I had to push my car to work. So what? I got all wet. I'm in work. I'm the boss in work. I'm going to kill it. No, you can also just kill it when you come home. You can make sure that that tire is changed and the whole car is actually spick and span. You're never going to have a problem again because you'll bring it to a mechanic. You'll be faster coming home. You'll leave work earlier. You'll kill it in work and you'll kill it coming home earlier and getting the car done. So one problem doesn't have to leave from one to the other. And your life personally to professionally doesn't have to actually push you off or vice versa. If you run small life experiments, this can also be beneficial. So don't overhaul like everything. Just say, right, I'll just titrate a little bit. I'll try one little thing here now. I'll speak a little bit more at meetings about certain things, about the rules of meetings at the beginning, for example. That's all I'll do now this week. And then next week, I'll leave the meetings because, I don't want to be too obvious about changing things up a little bit. So I'll speak a little less at the end of the day when we summarize all the work, or if I clap people on, or if there's a new employee, I'll give them a better introduction this time. So now I've done two things over 2 weeks. Try small, low risk changes as well. Employing somebody who's guaranteed to help you is very, very low risk. But shelling out the money on somebody that perhaps people think you don't need might be higher risk. So look at small incremental ways. Perhaps look at somebody who has the skills on their resume, but they haven't used them within your company, and just look through those resumes at a single time and go, how can we deploy this person? Or not necessarily give them extra work, but give them more pride to use a qualification that they already have. Try to learn what actually improves your life. Another way is to align actions with your values. When we look at the holistic part of our life, our community, our self, that self is very, very deep, and our work, of course, and our home, all of those things really and truly, if guided by ourself and the beauty of what we want out of this life, the long-term aim, if we can align that, that's going to make us more infinitely, sustainably, and internally having that locus of control and motivation there as well, and that intrinsic motivation. So know what truly matters. What's your big why, as I say? Find it out, not only in work but in life. Check how you spend your time, even not only in work but outside work too, and who you spend your time with. Close the gap between the two. Try to merge both. I mean, if you're comfortable as a leader, very comfortable, and you have on your desk pictures of your family or friends, or on the wall your hobbies or achievements that you've done outside of the particular workplace, that's great. You're bringing people into your world that begin to know what you like and hate. But if you can do that very confidently and talk about people in your life and how you had a good influence on them at home, maybe then they'll see it from a personal point of view and not just the boss at work that they need to actually try to prove to that they're very, very good. They'll feel more comfortable around you. It's all about what truly matters to you, and you can close the gap between you and one employee and others, and they can be your best brand advocate as such. They can exemplify your personality and where you're coming from, what perspective, what energy levels you have, and so on. Now remember, if you like this video, make sure you like it, and if you can subscribe, thank you very much, but please do comment, good or bad, and we'll have a discussion down below. Now, thinking beyond your own role more so is very important, because you got to see it holistically. Your product or service, whatever you're putting out there, or your customer interactions, is the choice of someone else to put their hand in their pocket and to purchase something at the end of the day. So you just being like the beacon over several managers or sub-managers or a lot of employees, that'll run down through like Chinese whispers how you interact with them towards your product, your brand, your service. So if you want the best service, you're going to have to do the best thing for leadership, and that mightn't be necessarily your specific style of leadership. A lot of S's there. Better slow down. But anyway, if you can actually integrate all the other leadership aspects that are out there and keep learning about leadership, keep reading. See, oh, I did that. God, I must be getting modern. Look, I'm like usually like that. I do like open the book. You know yourself, back like decades ago. Anyway. But if you can take all of the information from what you've learned or trying to learn, you're going to improve yourself as a person and a leader, and therefore bringing the holistic of life and also yourself and work integrated better. You want to have a whole system of knowing your role and expanding your perspective to little foot soldiers as such, people that will have your mantra and have your back, that will communicate in words what you believe. Try to master competing priorities as well by unit goals versus, say, company goals. So even though you're at the very top of it all and you're looking at sub-units, look at the goals of this unit. This might contradict what's over here on a different unit or a different area within the company. For example, marketing might want to spend a lot, where finance want to actually not spend at all. So you're going to have to harmonize the two. Try to look at the short term versus the long term. You can go for finance on one hand and help them out and back what they're saying, but the next time back marketing and have reasons for that too. And the best reasons, of course, are in the research, what we're actually communicating to you. Learn to handle tension, because there will be tension. We're competing, we're in this business, we're in a competitive world, and we want to make sure that we handle it and not to avoid it. We can't just stick our head in the sand. That's not going to be admirable. People are not going to be motivated, certainly in the long term, for that, and it'll be breeding mistrust within your organization. Conflict is part of leadership, so welcome it. It's something to just bring a person in your office and say, look, here are your views, let me deal with it. Okay, I mightn't have the answer straight away, but just say, I'll think on it, I'll sleep on it, I'll get back to you, whatever. Get your advisors, get your mentors, they'll help you out. Avoiding though conflict will allow that. It's like the lump in the carpet, right? If you push it under the carpet, later on the carpet, like it'll get shoved down and kicked away as people walk through that door. but it'll be there in the corner, the back of the room, and it'll just look, you'll be staring at it. So you're kicking the can down the road essentially. Build cross-boundary relationships. Collaborate beyond your team. Measure what actually matters. Does it matter? I think it does. The research says it does to smile at people and to be happy in yourself when you greet them at the start of the day. Does it matter though that you just do that the first day of work and you never do it again? Yes, it does, because people think you're false. So measure what really matters and actually matters with your bookkeeping as well. Not just performance, but satisfaction, the energy, the relationships, the sustainability and consistency of that. People don't expect you to be their best friend, but they do expect you to be consistent. Track progress across life domains. Try to redefine success. Look, success can be a very wide, open thing. Success is defined by individuals, and certainly people that are part of the organization. They don't get the bottom line book. So you have to see it from their point of view. It's not just career growth. It will be for some people, but for others it won't be. Now, I did promise my personal takeaway, and for me and most of you guys, men in our middle age we often think the problem is pressure, but it's not. It's more you're trying to win in one area whilst neglecting the system around. So think about that. Try to put the system in place.
Thanks for watching. Please like this video. If you subscribe, comment to say that you have, and we'll look after you.